Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am BorderWise and welcome back to From the Depths. And this is a mini update video because there has been a mini update recently, which has been a weird time for me because the news went out that FTD version 2.5.2.11 had moved to stable. I checked stable and it wasn't there, and there was absolutely no sign of it happening. And it turns out that it was supposed to, it got delayed, and now it's here. I'm not sure when that happened. That could have happened yesterday, could have happened the day before for all I know. But here it is. So this is From the Depths, stable version 2.5.2.12. And so, yeah, here we are. And a bunch of things have happened. There's been various updates to campaign craft, all that kind of stuff. I can't remember exactly what's happened where. Patch notes will be in the description. You don't need me to go through every last little detail because that's no fun for you or me. And basically, the three major things that have happened here is to do with Steam, and CRAMs, and missiles, I guess. So, with Steam, there is a change to how it works. Like, and I quote from the patch notes, "The starting pressure in the pipes is now 0.1 times the pressure of the connected boiler with the highest pressure." So basically, it's a little bit like the fix made for LAM systems a while back, in that when you spawn them in, they start at a certain pressure. So let's test that right now. So go with that and auto-regulate. Okay, I don't understand why this is not happening. Oh, Jesus, why is this... Oh yeah, I don't have materials. A frickin' dir. There we go. Set to burn, blah blah blah. Pressure of that. Excellent. And pressure of blah blah blah. And so starting pressure is gonna be 0. Let's ramp that up. Can we do that? Okay, so it's gonna head up to 1000, and hopefully that isn't gonna break that piston right here. Let's set this to 450. So, whoops. 450. It hasn't not quite there yet, but that's okay. Steam volume. It's creating 190 power. Yes, I figured out steam engines, kind of. So, if we have this, and if it's pressure of 440, so starting pressure. Wow, it started immediately at that. I'm confused. It'll be 0.1 times the pressure. Well, I hope that's working. But in any case, so, and target pressure is now, the maximum is very, very high. So, you can set that very high. I can't remember what the former maximum pressure was. I think it was at, like, 10,000. Which for a massive steam boiler is quite low. So that's been fixed. That's very nice. What else? The formula for the burn rate has been changed. And I am literally the last person you want explaining this bit. But here goes. So... I'm going to put this on screen right now. 3, 2, 1. There you go. Future me, put that in, please. So, it is the internal volume times... oh, God. Alright, so it is burn rate plus 0.3 times burn rate plus 0.3 minus 0.09 divided by 8, all of that times the internal volume. I think. I hope. I don't understand how that works. I'm just going to slap steam engines together and hope they work. And at this point I remember that I don't remember what the original formula was. But the original formula was crap, because it burned too much material. So this thing is currently burning 0.6 material per second, which is a very little. So... see there. Yeah, it's going to take 10 seconds to actually burn anything noticeable, which is great. What happens if... no, BorderWise, don't muck around now. Okay, so that is the bit I don't understand at all because I'm very bad with steam engines. Now, we can talk about the fixed cluster missiles. So, if you remember, back in my cluster missiles video, both of them actually, one of them was cluster missiles in the dev test, and the other one was unstable. These things were not working with local weapon controllers, and that was very annoying, because you can fire them with ACBs, but it's just not as fun, and it's not as reliable. So, that's been fixed apparently, and I've tested that. And unfortunately on my old Fortress for cluster missiles it wasn't working, which is kind of irritating. But that's no problem because we can fix this right now. So let's test this out. And this will serve as a refresher to everybody who's forgotten how these things work. Nice tanks, regulator, explosive warhead, and a magnet. 1, 2, 3, 4. And if I do this, I should have enough for stuff. Okay, and that's... Okay, so we got 1 meter. Okay, we need more. We need more, I say. Controller, extension, yep, one more, extension, and pin. So, hopefully this works, and so let's test that. Let's chuck a bastion over here, and drop that 200 meters away, and this should work now. That did not work. Oh, I remember why it didn't work. There we go. Are you kidding me? Distance to target is that, you bloody moron. Well, I think I found a new bug. That's very nice. Frick, what the hell? Well, that's great. Well done. Well done from the Depth team. It went from being slightly broken to completely broken. I'm joking, mostly. Seriously? That's... Oh, now... Oh, God. Nope, it's my fault. It is my fault. I'm not having a good day. Not having a good day because I forgot to set the blood... The fact that you need Identify Friend or Foe add-on is... This is not a block that should exist. That's my excuse and I'm sticking to it because there's never a time you wouldn't want that. Never. Okay, that's working. Great. Ay, ay, ay. Damn it, BorderWise. You left your brain in your other pocket. Yes, BorderWise is happy. Thanks, John, community manager. Right, and so a bunch of UI changes as well. So let's see. I think just for example, a whole mess of things. By the way, I can't be bothered to remember them all. But one of them is this. So, oh yeah, statistics as well. There's statistics about like on pretty much every weapon. It's material value, blah 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 blah. All that stuff, reset all the statistics, so you can actually track how much damage something does. And you can change the color of your simple lasers now, which is very nice. Very nice indeed. And now on to CRAMs. There is a few important things changed with CRAMs, and one of them is their UI finally got changed. I think with the fusing box and laser targeter in particular. So that's changed. This has changed completely. And yeah, so that's a nice change there. And one of the more interesting things is how CRAM mortars work. So there's mortar inaccuracy compensation now, which basically means that when you have a CRAM set to fire only high, it'll compensate for the inaccuracy of the shell. So it means it's more likely to hit things. And also, you'll notice here, excuse me, is that there's a maximum muzzle velocity. So Just as an example, and I'm going to... This is going to be the worst thing in the world. If you have a CRAM cannon and you want it accurate, let's do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so muzzle velocity 134 meters per second. Ah, darn it. Let's get Rambot over here. So, speed is 130. Great! That's what we want. However, we can change this now, and you might be thinking why you'd ever want to do that. Well, you will see in a moment. So, what have I set that to? Let's set that to 50, just because. And there you go. So you might be wondering why you'd ever want to do that. Well, I don't have a good example here. But I did make this thing. And the reason, and I can explain it well enough, I'll do this. So, go into test vehicles. And this is something that I haven't mucked around with much, but I've mucked around with just enough. This thing is a CRAM mortar. And CRAM mortars are, as it turns out, quite strong, particularly with all the buffs they're getting, because if you set them to only high, they have a wee bit of guidance on them, tiny bit of guidance. Not much, they still miss a lot, by the way. But one of the reasons you'd want maximum muzzle velocity is because if these things have too high a muzzle velocity, that's bad, because it means they take a very long time to get to the target and they can go into space, which is no good. They're also really damn strong against anything that can't get out of the way well enough. This particular one I made in about half an hour, so it's not that great, but I am quite pleased with it. CRAM mortars are... yeah, they're very strong. Lousy against anything that moves remotely erratically, but... should mention as well that there are like... how many? There's 18 CRAM cannons on this wee boat, and this boat is not very big. It's only 50 meters long, like 11 meters wide, and 12 meters tall, and like that last 3 meters is the mast and the CRAM guns themselves, so that's hilarious. So yeah, that's basically it for this update. It's very short. It's just Steam is better. Cluster missiles actually work now with local weapon controllers. Stupidity of the person building them notwithstanding. And CRAM mortars are now even more viable. They're getting more viable all the time. There's actually a few faction craft which have them. And more are being added all the time, I believe. And honestly, they're really good. It's actually a handy thing for small gauge CRAMs to be, is a CRAM mortar carrier, because these CRAMs aren't very big, they're only about 800 millimeters, but their accuracy is compensated for the fact that they've got a wee bit of homing on them, and they don't need high velocity, and also you can really spam them. And it's doing quite well. Actually, what is the firepower of this thing? Total firepower is 44.61, and the armor, like 70% of it is things other than armor, so I don't know, that's probably good. Oh wow, let's see that again. I believe the Harlech now has CRAM mortars, and that's really fun and cool. It's got these little bomb mortars just way here. Probably won't get close enough to see them, but so yeah. That's this brief update. It's all about the CRAMs. All about the CRAMs, all about the missiles, all about the steam. Well, only a little bit about the missiles, really. Oh yeah, CRAM mortars are probably not gonna get hard counted by lambs, simply... well, these ones, certainly. Oh, that deck armor. So in any case, thank you all so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Support me on Patreon if you like, it really helps. Thank you to all my current Patreon supporters. Sorry that this video seems rushed. I literally decided to do this half an hour ago. And sorry for forgetting how missiles work, I guess. Basically, I'm very sorry for everything. Even the things I didn't do. Farewell!